Hey you guys, welcome to Tanzania. We are here to do our very first regatta, and I am so excited about it.
Regatta.
Oh, he says it so fancy. We're in Tanzania, and we're starting off in
Why so many flies?
Yeah. And we're starting off in Dar es Salaam. Everybody calls it Dar, and we're headed to Tanga, which is towards Kenya. So the race should take us how long on the way there?
It'll be a day and a half, depending on when. It can take 17 days.
Yeah, so the tricky thing is that there's a ton of fishing nets and fishermen without lights. I mean, this is Africa.
Yeah, so we'll be sailing up past Zanzibar on the east coast of Africa, of Tanzania. We have to keep Zanzibar to our port side, and as we come back to our port side again. So we're going to sail overnight. Bianca's coming with, and we're very excited.
Yes, she is the youngest crew member to ever sail the Tanga race. That's what we're told. We're really excited. Everybody at the yacht club, super cool. It's a super fun group. It isn't really a serious thing. There's like a booze cruise category and like a serious racer category, and then another one, right?
Hey, there's some guys that's really taking it serious. There's people here that's been practicing and taking it really serious. It's the biggest race that they have in the year, so they have a little bit of regattas throughout the year, and this one is their big one. So
yeah.
Everybody's waiting for it. There's a beer company that's sponsoring it. There's a lot of people that's flown in from all over, and we're very, very happy to be here.
So you're probably wondering, how did we end up in Tanzania? So as you know, we're sponsored by Patreon, and our Patreons there know kind of what we're doing ahead of time. They knew we had a visa problem in South Africa, and so our patron Van invited us to come to Tanzania for this regatta just in the nick of time.
That's how we got to Tanzania. We had to leave South Africa because you only get a certain amount of time as you enter South Africa as an American citizen, and we wanted to really make you guys some more videos and show you much more about what's happening in South Africa. So we put on our patrons that, hey, this is the problem that we have. Does anybody have information on what we can do? And Vad said, well, I have a barbecue, and it's at the back of my boat, and I need crew. Come on over. And we were so happy to come here.
Yeah, we booked tickets, and we were there within like a week.
5-6 days we were there.
Yes. So you guys are probably wondering, where is Little Miss right now? Well, as everybody knows, it gets really cold on the east coast of the United States. And the plan was to sail to Florida and then sail to the Caribbean, but as everybody also knows, Irma hit and destroyed everything. Long story short, Little Miss is now safe and sound on the hard until it warms up enough to continue our plans and sail her south, meet up with this guy in his boat.
So my boat's in Luperon, and we miss Little Miss very much.
Very much.
Very much. The plan was to go north and then do the sail that you did with Bianca after she fixed the boat for $1, showing everybody that you can actually do that. And then come down south. You know, we were talking about, is she going to jump the Gulf Stream and come to the Caribbean? And I think that the decision that Aubrey made at the time was she didn't want to do that as a new captain with her 8-year-old daughter, which I commend her for, and I think that it was a very good decision to make. Sails up to north on the East Coast, showed everybody that you could do that.
Little Miss doesn't have any instruments. All we have is the cell phone with Navionics on it. We don't even have a depth sounder. Sailing her overnight passages and things like that isn't really a good idea at all, especially with a child on the boat. So we're saving up for instruments, and she also needs new sails. We tore a head sail on the way up, so we're just kind of saving money for that and getting ready to go back, fix her up, and sail her south.
So why Africa? This is another thing that I really thought that Aubrey did very well, and I commend her for that every time that we speak about it. She said that she wants to take Bianca around the world with Little Miss, and I frowned upon it and smiled upon it and was like, okay. But what she then said is, while it's cold, she wants to get more sailing experience in different areas. So when I said, well, there's an opportunity in Cape Town because we have patrons in Cape Town that invited us too, and I said, well, why don't you come and see what it's like to sail in Cape Town? So what she's done, which I really think is great, which I didn't do, is sail in different places and with different weather conditions.
And on different boats. That's a big thing too. And a lot of you are out there looking to do exactly what we're doing. And my big piece of advice is just get on and sail on as many different boats as possible. Even if you already own a boat and you're doing a refit, it's the best advice I can give you, because everybody does things a little bit different, and it's a great way to make that learning curve a little bit cheaper, a little bit faster, and a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that's great. Next question I see on YouTube is, when are we going back to Little Miss?
Little Miss is waiting safe and sound on the hard on the East Coast, and we're waiting for the snow and everything to kind of thaw out and for it to be safe to sail her south. It's snowing, it's below freezing, it's just not a great time to be sailing on the East Coast.
When does it get warm again in the States? And am I invited?
Yes, you're invited. So I did sail in Maine in, let's see, April, and there was snow on the boat, and it was probably the most miserable sail of my life. I felt like a really cool explorer and a badass, but I wouldn't want to do it with Bianca. She may never speak to me again.
And if I'm invited, probably I won't speak to you either again.
Yeah.
So the plan is to stay until it's warm.
We don't want to be off the water. We want as much sailing experience as we possibly can, but the way it worked out with the hurricanes and the way it worked out with the weather is that we couldn't be on Little Miss at this time. So we are now sailing in Tanzania, baby.
So you guys always come with us and we'll take you along as we sail in Tanzania. And there's a possibility that we might stay a little bit longer in Tanzania as anticipated to show you more of that. This is a place that I don't think a lot of sailing channels has been. Tanzania is the road is less traveled, or the water's less sailed, because there's not a lot of people that come as close to Kenya as we do. Somalia. This is a very organized trip and very safe, and there's a lot of people that is here and that's tracking the boats, etc.
And we're with a local too. He also speaks Swahili. Van speaks Swahili, which makes it a lot safer. But we have taken every measure that we possibly can for safety, and we feel really good about it. So something really cool is that sailing on all of these other boats, I'm always constantly comparing Little Miss versus this boat, Little Miss versus that boat. So I started looking up stats, and I want you guys to check those out right here.
And what do you think about these stats?
I think that Little Miss has a lot of water line, and I think that's why she's so fast. When I sailed her, when you sailed with me,